Welcome to the 2023 IEEE International Software Testing Contest. In this tutorial, we will walk through the detail of this contest to give you a better picture of how you can join the contest and how to prepare it.
This tutorial includes 4 parts. First, we will talk about the testing format, such as what you need to do in the contest, and the rules of the contest. Next, we will talk about the MOOC testing platform that you will need to use to finish the contest. Then, we will talk about the practice session we prepared for you, so you can have a hands-on experience prior to the contest. Last but not least, we will give an introduction to the basic knowledge of the JUnit testing framework. First, let's talk about the contest format. This is an individual contest. This means that you are not allowed to collaborate with other people during the contest. During the contest, each contestant needs to generate test cases using the JUnit testing framework for multiple Java programs. Here, we show a common workflow that you might want to use during the contest. First, you need to read the source code. Next, you write some JUnit test cases. Then, you run and submit those test cases and check your achieved code coverage. After that, you go back to step 1 to repeat this process. Your rank is determined by the branch coverage and mutation score achieved by your test cases. The branch coverage can be measured by the Eclipse with MOOC Test plugin during the contest. The mutation score will be computed after the end of the contest by the contest server. So, what is the branch coverage that will be used in the contest? The branch coverage is computed by the number of branches executed by your test cases divided by the total number of branches in the program you are testing. Also, a branch refers to the truth or false outcome of a decision. Here is an example of a program with 2 decisions, one at line 6, and another one at line 8, each one of them has 2 branches. Please note that a decision only has 2 branches regardless of how many conditions it has. Next, what is the mutation score that will be used to compute your rank? To understand this concept, we need to understand what mutants are. A mutant is a program that has almost the same source code as the original program but with some changes. For example, the orange one on the left is the original program. The 2 blue ones on the right are the mutants of the original program. The first mutant has some changes at the if decision, and the second mutant has some changes at one of the return statements. In our contest, a mutant X is detected if any assertion statement of your test cases passes on the original program but fails on X. With that being said, the mutation score is computed by the number of mutants detected divided by the total number of mutants. Take a look at this example. When you test the function using an integer 65, and the assert function will return true, the test case will pass. However, the same test case with this assertion will fail because the mutant will return false.
Here are the rules of the contest. First, teaming and collaboration are not allowed in any way. In other words, you have to finish this contest by yourself. Second, you may use Google during the contest to search for related information and software testing techniques. Third, no testing tools are allowed for generating test cases. Fourth, it is not allowed to change the source code of the program.
And that is the contest format. Next, let's take a look at the MOOC testing platform you will use to finish the contest.
First, if you have not done so, you need to have Java version 8 and Maven version 3.8.8 installed on your computer and set the correct directory to the path of the environment variable. A detailed step-by-step installation guide for Java and Maven can be found using the following links on this slide. After that, you will need to change the environment setting on your computer. First, add 3 user environment variables, Java Home, M2 Home, and Maven Home. Second, insert the paths of Java and Maven to the system environment variable. Please review the following 2 screenshots.
You also need to download and install the Eclipse with MOOC Test plugin from the link shown here.
Unzip the downloaded Eclipse file to a directory on your computer. Please only use English as the path name. Then, we run Eclipse by double-clicking on the eclipse.exe file.
Use the default workspace location or create a new one in your C drive.
Next, you need to create a MookTest account. Open your Chrome browser and make sure the browser is the latest version. Go to this website and click the DNG button beside the login button to switch to English. If you do not have a Chrome browser, you will need to install one. Click on the Sign Up button.
Fill in your information. Make sure you enter your real name in order to receive your certificate and award. Now, let's talk about the practice session. Once you created your account, sign into the account you created, and add the correct testing session to your account. To do that, locate the top menu bar, click Class, then click Join a Class.
Fill in the teacher's name and class ID in your pop-up window, enter your verification code, and click the Join button. For the practice test, locate the top menu bar and click Task, then you will see STC 2023 Exercise below, and click on the Detail button. You should be able to see the task, which will help you get familiar with the contest flow. You will see two subject programs. Click on the arrow beside Next Day to show more details of the subject program, then copy the secret key shown below.
Open the Eclipse with MookTest plugin. Click on MookTest from the top left menu, and select Login. Select Yes to clean the workspace.
Paste the code we copied from the MookTest website. Then you should see the successful login message.
Next, click on MookTest from the top left menu, and select Download. Confirm the download by clicking OK. You should see the Download Successful message. The practice tests should appear in your Package Explorer, where you can find the source code of the program you need to test, as well as the testing code source file to where you need to add your additional test cases. To measure the coverage of your test cases and submit your testing code to the MookTest platform, click on MookTest from the top left menu, and select Run and Submit. Note that your final score will be determined by the code of your last submission. So we recommend that you click the Run and Submit button about every 10 minutes. After you click Run and Submit, you will see the result of the line, branch, and method coverage displayed, if your build is successful.
To show the remaining time for the contest, click on MookTest from the top left menu and select Timing.
During the contest, make sure you write your own test cases inside the default testing code source file. Right here, we added 2 more test cases. We executed the test cases by clicking Run and Submit. MookTest plugin tells me that my branch coverage has been improved to 29.59%. Please do not forget to save your code before clicking on Run and Submit, or the coverage will not be updated. Last but not least, let's see some basic knowledge of the JUnit testing framework. The version of JUnit you'll be using is 4.12. Here are the official APIs that might be helpful for you when you write a test case using JUnit. First, make sure you know which function you are testing. In this example, we are testing a function called add. Second, figure out the input values you want to use. In this case, we use 1 and 2. Third, call the function using your input values. Finally, write an assertion to check the result. Here are some most common assertions you might use in the contest. Let's take a look at assert true and assert false. They check if the Boolean condition is true or false. And here is an example of how you can use them. In the example, the first assertion will pass if the function foo returns 3. On the other hand, the second assertion will pass if the function does not return 3. Here is another assertion that can check if 2 arrays are equal to each other. In this example, the first assertion will pass, because the 2 arrays A and B have the same elements in the same order. The second assertion will fail because the 2 arrays contain different elements. Here are 2 assertions that check if 2 objects refer to the same object. In the example, even the strings represented by variable str1 and variable str2 are the same to us. These 2 variables refer to different objects, therefore, an assert not same will pass on these 2 variables. During the contest, Make sure your own test cases can pass all the assertions you wrote. For example, if you wrote assert equals 4, and 1 plus 2, it will fail. If that is the case, you will see similar information in the terminal as shown here. Mock Test Eclipse plugin will not measure the coverage if you encounter build failure.
Please be reminded that the assertions you wrote will be used to detect mutants. All assertions should be added in the test code instead of the source code. It is not allowed to change the source code of the program. If your code has no assertions, your mutation score will be 0. Once again, make sure that you click the Run and Submit button about every 10 minutes during the contest.